himself. But what can you say about a man who came from humble beginnings and is now quickly rising to the very top of his profession, based solely on his intelligence, grit and willpower, and to push on where others might fail? A man who is beginning to distinguish himself amongst his peers and where none can say a bad word against him. That's enough about me. We're here to talk about Ross. So me and Ross, we've been brothers pretty much all my life. He's grew to like me, and I still think he's a bit of a tadger. No, but we were a really close family growing up, albeit me and my younger brother Chris were football daft, and we were about playing football from the first minute we got up in the morning to the minute we get dragged in at night. But Ross, well, he chose a different path. He would be in the house playing with my mum's makeup, trying on her high heels, playing tea parties with my sister Lauren, asking my mum if he could paint her nails. It was an embarrassing time for us all, as you can imagine. This raised questions about his sexuality. However, soon he grew out my mum's shoes, he grew a set of balls and started working for my dad in his pub in Renfrew. After a few weeks of working in the pub, Ross thought he was Tom Cruise for Cocktail. Truth be known, he was more like Bobby the Barman for Still Game. And not long after that, Ross then decided to move out the family house and decided to flat share with the best man who shat it, Chris Bradshaw. So one evening he was getting picked up from me and my dad, and as usual he wasn't ready, so we had to go into the flat and wait. What we heard next again made us question Ross's sexuality. He shouted between bedrooms, "Oh Chris, are you finished with my GHDs yet?" And by the way, he still uses them to this day. After that, my dad said, "Fuck him, we're going, you can get the bus with the boyfriend." So anyway, his experience of working in the family business, Ross then moved on and moved around some pubs and clubs in Glasgow, where he finally landed the job in Bar Pivo. The owner's here as well, by the way, that Harry conveniently pissed on earlier, so well done, Harry. And this is where he, as you heard, he finally met Jill. Jill came into the pub, applied for the job, and needless to say, she got it. Not long after that, the two of them were winching the face off each other. I believe the first kiss was in the doorway of BHS in Glasgow. Now, I know what you're thinking, Ross certainly knows how to woo the ladies. No sooner had they kissed, Ross had sent Jill packing and on her way as he swaggered down to Vicky's nightclub with her older brother Craig. But thankfully he did meet Jill, as not only have we got a gorgeous wee nephew in Harry, but we've also gained a fantastic sister-in-law in Jill. And I remember the first time Ross introduced Jill to my mum and my dad turned round and said to us all, "She'd give a fucking ass at a sore head." She's got a heart of gold, and I'm sure you're all agree that she looks absolutely stunning and she's stolen the show today. So well done, Jill. Just a couple of months ago, Jill chinned me. I put a post on Facebook with all the family, a picture of all the family, and I tagged all my brothers and their wives in, and Jill, I forgot to tag Jill in, so she chinned me. It was an honest mistake on my behalf, however, she politely said, "Is it because I'm not a Donnell?" Well, I'm proud to say today you now qualify for my Donnell family Facebook post. Now, this next part of my speech has got absolutely nothing to do with me. However, I've put it in because it's about me. And it was written, where am I? I've lost my place. It was written by our brother Craig, who lives in Australia. So in the words of Craig, "I had a captain's bed when I was very young. It was a wee beauty, it was my pride and joy. but soon it was to be traded for a set of bunk beds and a new roommate. If that wasn't bad enough, the wee shite, that would be Ross, kept kicking the wooden slats up underneath my mattress, catapulted me right up in the air as soon as the lights went out, forcing me to lean over the handrail and sell him a few knuckles. Our mum came through the bedroom door like a raging bull, and once she saw Ross's howling me face, she set about Craig with a slipper. By the way, I was quite partial to the slipper as well when I was younger. I could never understand why my mum had a wee size shoe, but her slipper seemed to be the length of the radiator. And I'm sure Ross can confirm her shoe size later. No sooner had she left the room, I was wriggling about in agony and I could hear the sniggers coming from the bottom bunk. This urged me to repeat the process. Then soon after, as if that wasn't bad enough in dealing with one wee shite, another wee shite came along. That would be me. And no sooner was Steve tearing about the house causing mayhem. One day in particular, a few years down the road, Ross was about 5, that would have made the bold Steve about 2 or 3. And Ross was getting me the slipper quite regularly back then. But I caught him taking a wee nap on the couch and I took advantage and egging Steve on to sneak up behind him and give him a wee dig while he was sleeping. It was meant to be a playful one, but wee Willie Wick, that's me again, picked up a glass ornament, a wee jaggy one, and proceeded to scud Ross around the forehead with it. Just as I saw the trickle of blood appearing in Ross's eyebrow, I legged it. Steve gets slippered to my delight, as I had just killed 2 birds with a 1 slipper. Thankfully, Ross recovered. But all joking aside, it gives me great pleasure to say how proud I am congratulating Ross and Jill on their wonderful wedding day. And I hope they have many joyful years ahead of them. Now, I'm not going to read out the next bit because Lauren's going to read a card that was sent over from Australia. And if I could just get everybody upstanding for the last couple of toasts, quick toasts. Firstly, as we've already mentioned, there's an important person missing from today. He would have been in his element today, ripping the piss not out of just Ross, but every one of you as well. And I'm sure he's looking down on us all, especially to the happy couple and beaming with pride. So to Dougie and absent friends. And finally, I hear you all cry, we can get our dinner, but it's been an absolute pleasure I've been part of today, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Donnell. Thank you and good night.